Hello everyone and welcome to the very first video tutorial for the Brutus Monroe stamp line. Today I'm going to be making a card for a local high school. It's a thank you card and their mascot is a bulldog. So I'm going to be using the thank you, the many thanks stamp set, and with this stamp set obviously we have the thank you and then the icons that can be used within the circle in the center of the thank you. And I'm going to be using this little paw print because it's perfect for the bulldog. So what you'll do is when you get your stamps, you're going to go ahead and you're going to peel off the stamp, and I'm not going to do that on this one because I already have them set up, but you'll peel off the stamp and you will apply it right to an acrylic block, and it will stick to that acrylic block. So what I want to do first here is I want to take my backer sheet of paper and I'm going to stamp out some of these paw prints. I'm going to stamp them out with Versamark ink, which is a watermark stamp ink, and we're going to be doing some embossing. So what I first want to do is I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and I want to place that behind my piece of paper here. So this is just the scratch paper. We're going to take our Versamark. We'll dab it in the Versamark, and we're just going to go ahead and we'll start stamping around our paper here. Now, with the Versamark ink, I do like to stamp it, and it doesn't have to be perfect because I kind of like that distressed look that I get whenever it's not 100% perfect with the embossing powder. So I don't want it to be 100% perfect. I like it a little bit better whenever it has a little bit of a not fully it's like a little bit of a more of a not fully embossed look. If you don't like that, you just want to take a little bit more time, obviously, with stamping. For me, I'm just stamping very quickly and doing this background. So now we're done with this, so we would go ahead and use our stamp scrubber, which I've used in a video before. We'll remove our scratch paper. We're going to take this paper here now that I'm going to use to put my embossing powder on here. So let's cover up our Versamark because I always forget to close it up, and we're going to take some white embossing powder. This is what I do with my embossing powders. When I purchase them, obviously they're going to come, they look like this. Most of mine are Zing from American Crafts, but I take them and I pour them out into this little into these little containers that go into here. I have not yet labeled the top of these, but all I'll do is take a stamp. This was a super cheap stamp, and I'll stamp it, and I wanted to make sure that I had one with lines going through it. I'll stamp it with the Versamark, put the embossing powder on top, and then I will heat set it, and that shows me what the color is going to look like whenever it's finished, because sometimes the color does not necessarily match what the powder is, and I found that on quite a few. And I actually have 3 of these because I love embossing powders, and for some reason it seems like I use my embossing powders a whole lot more whenever I can see them like this. So I have them all in here, and they're just a little bit more organized this way for me. So we're going to take our white embossing powder, now that we are done with that little tangent. We'll take our white embossing powder, and I like to just pour some on the edge here, and I did not use my embossing buddy, which is like a little pouch that gets the static and the fingerprints off, simply because I'm not sure where it is in my room right now. So we'll just use this and kind of just move it around the page here, make sure that we get all of our paw prints covered, and we'll just get rid of all the rest of this just by tapping. Now, if you're new to embossing and using embossing powder, you may want to do these separately. You don't want to necessarily do all the paw prints at the same time, because you may very well get some smudges on the paw prints, and luckily I'm going to knock on wood because I know that this will happen. Now, I didn't get any smudges or knocks on, on mine, but it can happen very easily. So I'm going to take a little brush here, get rid of the embossing powder that I don't want and that I don't need. And on some of the paw prints here, I pushed a little bit hard. And now I'm going to take my heat gun, my embossing heat tool, and I'm going to heat emboss this. So I'll speed this up and we'll be back. Okay, we are all heat embossed, and we want to go ahead and let this dry real quick, and not really dry, just cool down. Next, I want to stamp out my sentiment. So I'm going to take just a regular piece of that red paper, same red paper. We're going to take our thank you that we have here on a longer block. I'm going to take my Versamark ink again, ink up this stamp. Super simple. Take our little piece of paper here, and I'm just going to stamp this. Whoop. Just going to stamp this out right on my piece of paper. Excuse my head there. I needed to get over top of it to look. And then we're just going to knock off this piece of paper here. Oops. Knock off the piece of paper, and then we should have a really good stamped image, and we do. So now let's go ahead and take our embossing powder again. Here it is, and take our piece of scrap paper. Super simple. Whoops. Let's just slide this underneath here. Take our scratch paper, and we're going to put our embossing powder on here as well, just like we did on the paw prints. And flick that off a little bit. We see we have that there. We'll take our embossing powder, put it back into our little jar here, close it up, and we're done. While I'm closing this up, again, one of the things that I really like about this stamp set is that you can use these smaller little sentiments, or not sentiments, excuse me, little icons to make background paper, which I think is super fun. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to heat set this here. Okay, now while this is cooling, let's go ahead and take our ATG. We're going to run some tape down all the sides here. Super simple. A couple diagonals just in case. Then we'll take, whoops, things are flying everywhere. Then we'll take our card base, line this up. Okay, I think that's lined up. Okay, all lined up there, and I'm going to take some washi tape. This is actually holiday washi tape. And I'm going to just take this and run this down the bottom here. And let's take our scissors and we'll cut off, whoops. These are my non-stick scissors. I love them. They are from the paper studio at Hobby Lobby. They're great because nothing sticks to them. So cut that off there. And now we're ready for our sentiment. So let me just banner this very quickly. We'll snip down the center, snip from the corner to the center, snip from the corner to the center, and we have a perfect banner. And what I want for the center of this thank you is I do still want to use this paw print, but I want it to be kind of like a watermark. That's what I want it to look like. So what I'm going to use is my red ink from Stampin' Up, which was sitting here a couple of seconds ago, and now, oh, here it is. Perfect. My red ink, this is actually Cherry Cobbler from Stampin' Up. Flip this over, get our little paw print stamp. Okay, and let's just stamp this right in the center. This is completely fail-proof because these icons I designed to fit perfectly in the center of each of those circles. So you are able to just kind of center it and put it right in the center there of that circle. I want to just very quickly clean off this stamp because that ink is a pigment ink, and it will stain that if I leave it on for too long. So just want to clean that up real quick so we have our thank you done. Go ahead, and I see I have a little bit of embossing powder up here. I'll probably figure out an embellishment later or something to put there to fix that, maybe some ribbon or something. But now let's just take our pop-ups here, and I'm going to just use 3 should be fine. Let's grab these pop-ups and let's place this on the back of here. We'll place, hope I'm in frame. Place this one on the back of here. And we'll just do 3 of them here. Okay, 3 on the back. Pull off the other backing paper. Okay, and place this on the front here. Centered over that washi, straight at the bottom. Let's see. Yep. Could not be easier. Quick thank you card that you can get up very quickly. And again, with this stamp set, you have so many options. You can use the heart, obviously for Valentine's Day or for a loved one. The paw print for something like this, or for your dog groomer. The balloon for birthdays. The scissors for a crafty friend or for a hairdresser. The bow tie is great for masculine cards. A thank you for Father's Day. The little wrench, I had to have a little wrench here because of mechanics as well as our plumbers, anyone that helps us with the tools. The rings to thank someone for a wedding gift or for a shower, and then our little ducky here that will thank anyone for a baby shower, which I think the duck is so cute, in general neutral for male and female babies. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, of course, shoot me an email. I'm going to post the link below for where you can purchase these stamps. Right now, with all of these stamps, you are going to receive 2 pieces of the designer paper that I designed for these. Let's see, do I have a piece sitting here? I do. This is one of the pieces from the Many Thanks set paper pad. And this 4 of these were actually designed to fit perfectly within this thank you. So as you can see here, that fits inside of there perfectly. So with the thank you, you use a circle punch, and you can punch this out. You have a million of them on just this piece of paper, and you can punch that out and put that in the center. So I think that that's super fun. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know below. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.